What's up, y'all? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. I'm here at the Acacia Mall, and I'm doing a live stream. I stopped doing live streams because I start cursing and stuff like that. But I want to talk to you guys about: is there a negative stereotype of African Americans in Africa? All right. And it's a very important topic because in the West, we have stereotyped Africa based off what we have seen. If you look at the movies, if you look at the commercials, a lot of times as African Americans, we were coming up, we thought Africa was about poverty, AIDS, corruption, war. You would meet somebody from Africa and you would ask them, have you seen a lion or giraffes in front of your house? And obviously people get offended because those are negative stereotypes. I remember African friends used to have a tough time, when they would come to America, they would be called all type of names, African booty scratcher, stuff like that. I mean, I got called that too because I was dark, but it's just a negative stereotype that the world put on Africa, that the West pushed. So today, we want to know, are we stereotyped the same way when we come here? Now, many of us, when we come to the continent, you can't really feel a negative stereotype like that because you're here for a week. Many of you are spending a lot of money. Maybe you have a tour that you're going through. You're going through an expensive tourism company. So you're actually doing something that the elite in most hospitality countries, hospitality companies are not going to allow you to be disrespected or stereotyped because you're going to be living, if you come to Johannesburg or Nairobi, you're going to be in the Westlands. You're not going to be staying in any poor area. You're going to see the top experience in Africa that you can see because you're paying for it. You're not going to go through things that normal people have to go through. But if you live here and you want to do things here, you're gonna experience at least some sort of negative stereotyping. All right. Now, if you live in West Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, I'm gonna guess that it's maybe a little bit of less stereotyping because the countries have. I'm getting in my Uber. Hey, brother. The countries have going to Oryx by Bukoto, coastal Oryx Bukoto. So there's going to be less stereotyping maybe in those countries because Ghana, they're used to seeing African Americans. Sierra Leone is used to seeing African Americans. Press 1 if you can hear me in the chat. If you're going to Liberia, they have more relationship with African Americans. But let's say if you come to Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, they're not going to be able to know a lot about you based off of what they see you in the movies. African Americans are portrayed as being very aggressive, violent, and stuff like that, hypersexual. That's how Africans are in contact with African Americans if they have never seen them. For example, I was in Dar es Salaam. I was there trying to do some business, and the lady was speaking Swahili, and she told the guy, she said, he doesn't seem like the other guys I've seen in the movies. He's dressed like a professional guy. And what you're going to find out is that a lot of the people on the continent, they're going to see the cool black guy image, right? They're going to see the guy that's dressed nice and all that. But when they look at you, it might be hard for them to see you as the person that does business because they just haven't seen it. All right. African Americans are not known for doing business outside of America. I mean, that's not what, when you see the white people in Africa and Chinese, they're known for that. when they see an African American, there's two things. One, they don't even know that you're an African American, right? So when you explain to them that you're the same people as Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan, they're gonna look at, oh, you're an entertainer kind of person. You know, you're a person that's in the movies. Oh, I seen that's the first thing they're gonna think about. So when it comes to you doing business or setting up stuff, that's not what they know you for. All right? And unfortunately, because that stereotype is out there, you have to overcome it. All right? And African Americans have to overcome that same stereotype. And I want to say this, don't get offended, okay? Because a lot of people can get offended. You know, what do you mean, man? How you looking at me like this, bro? I'm black just like you. Don't get offended, man. All right? Just like when they come to America and somebody asks them, you know, do you have a zebra out in front of your house? You know, do you have AIDS? I mean, they can get offended too. You have to work by overcoming any negative stereotypes that African Americans have. It's a part of the business. Don't get upset about it. All right? The way you overcome that stereotype is by doing the work. You know, a lot of times people can let things bother them that's very minimal. All right? Like when I'm doing something, I don't care that you think that I might be a drug dealer, or if you think, I mean, not to say that this usually doesn't happen, because people who are educated can open doors for you, typically don't. But it could be. Or people could be skeptical of you. That's fine. Once your work starts speaking for itself, then everything will sort itself out. All right? You got to understand that you don't have the most positive image in the world. All right? And then that's where you come together and align with them. When you're partnering with somebody on the continent, you're going to have to come and break the ice and be like, yo, listen, I know that, you know, you have more talent than what the West has been showing. I know that that's not true about you. What they say about us is not true. Like, for example, a lot of my workers are guys who work for me in the business. They said, man, we didn't even know African Americans were that big in business. It's only when I started knowing you and started listening to your conference calls and I started listening to the content that I didn't know that you guys were so savvy in entrepreneurship. All right? And I was like, of course, you know, and that's a chance for you to educate them about your people, educate them about, you know, our successful people, you know, the A.G. Gassons of the world, you know, the Robert Smiths of the world, you know, the things that we have done. Then you educate people about what things African Americans have done, as they educate you about the things that their people have done, and you use that as a opportunity, instead of making an enemy, to come closer to realize that, you know, hey, we also are capable just like you are, because they're suffering from the same sickness that we are suffering from. You know, the white man has taught Africans to look at us in only a one way. We look at them in one way, and so when we start really going back and forth, we're doing what they have taught us to do. And the way that you can overcome that is to understand that, you know what, it's just as many smart people here as it is back anywhere else. You have the talent, I have a talent. Let's put the negative stereotypes aside and let's go further. All right? That's how you do that. You know, because like it or not, you're also going to be stereotyped. There's many different stereotypes. You're going to have somebody that think that you're just, you know, you're not really African. You know, you're a white person. Muzungu, you can get called that. You know, you're from America. You're not really a true African because of your accent. You know, there's all type of stupid things I've experienced. You know, I've had people call me I'm a white person, right? Because I live a certain lifestyle. I like certain foods. Yeah, you can go that way. But I don't listen. Those are people who I don't care nothing about. All right, you can't let a few stupid people who negative stereotype you stop you from what you're doing here. You know, So continue in the process. Use the opportunity to educate and move forward in the process and overcome the negative stereotype by, if you're here doing any kind of business, impress people. Don't make her. Let me say, if you're African American in the chat, press 1. African American in the chat, press 1. I'm talking to African Americans right now. I'm not talking if you're like, no offense, but if you're like from Britain, if you're from anywhere else, I'm not asking you. But African Americans, press 1 in the chat. It's very important. You do not embarrass our people in Africa. Okay? I gotta say that because you can open the door and you can close it. Don't embarrass our people here. It's so important. A lot of the nigga shit that goes on in America that can be done, some of the stupid shit that goes on, you can close the door for people before it even gets opened. And a lot of the work that people like I'm trying to do, it's hard to come out here and get this information and try to connect and overcome those things. And you have people in Africa that, especially in Ghana, it's a lot of shit out there that goes down. Make it right. Don't embarrass us out here, bro. Okay? Don't. Make a left. Because it's make a left at the first sloping left. And the reason why I'm gonna say that is because go up here and the first sloping left. The reason why I'm gonna say that is because it's so important that brothers and sisters don't come out here and this is because it's so easy when you get a bad reputation from a group, and I've seen that happen with certain Nigerians, right? In Africa, a few people have ruined it for a lot, right? There are a lot of good Nigerians out there, but then you get a few, and Nigerians all across Africa have a horrible reputation. True story. I was actually, this is a true story. I was hanging out with Woody Maya in September 2018. Woody Maya was trying to send something through M-Pesa, right? This is a true story. It's on his video blog, The Black Gate. See, everything that happens to me in Africa, I don't talk about, but I'm gonna talk about this one. Black Gate, Bullhorn, okay? Woody Maya was trying to send some money to somebody to pay for the room we were staying at. I think I had paid my half of the bill, and he was paying his half of the bill. And the guy was like, "Listen, I need you to pay me today." But we ended up somewhere that we couldn't pay him by cash, so we had to send it by M-Pesa. So Woody Maya, who didn't have a Kenyan number because it was mobile money, he was trying to send it through mobile money, but he didn't have a number. So he was asking people there that, I need help sending this money. How can I do it? And what they said was, "Hey man, where you from?" He said, "Ghana." He said, "Ghana, isn't that by Nigeria?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, we can't help you. You're Nigerian." And everybody in the store, this is a true story, decided not to help him because they thought he was from Nigeria. And he wasn't even in Nigeria, family. He was from Ghana. I saw it firsthand. And the fact that he was from, even by being close to Nigeria, it affected him. Right? This is a true story. This guy is an African, and I'm sitting there as an African American. They're willing to help me more than to help him. And I'm talking about this the same person in the club that you see more than Maya, man. And people at the time he had 78,000 subscribers, so people knew who he was then. Hold on 1 second. You know what? Let me just go ahead and 1 second, y'all. Do you have change? Or you got 4,000? Hold on, brother Howard. Let me tell you this story. I was sitting there, and I was in amazement. Thank you, brother. I was in amazement. And you got to remember, Wode Maya was not as popular as he is now, but he was still quite popular at the time. You know, this was the time, Dr. Mumbi only had 30,000 subscribers, 40,000 subscribers, but they wouldn't even help him, bro. He had to beg an old lady, to send the M-Pesa from her phone. Took us like 3 hours to do that. All right. That's how bad a bad reputation can happen for you on the continent as a black person. So when you come here, you represent all of us. You know what I'm saying? If you get caught up doing something, a scam, if you get caught up doing something, a scam or anything like that, you get caught up doing something stupid, once the word gets around, you're an African American, it's bad. Especially if you're in a place like this where we might have like 3 or 4 African Americans in this city. No more. I mean, that I might know. Paula, I'm sure, is less than 50 African Americans. When people meet you, they're gonna stereotype you with everybody else for the most part. Like, remember the one black American guy? So you have to change the conversation about our people too when you come here. You know what I'm saying? Africa is not where you bring your a lot of black people in America think, well, shit is just Africa. Like, I'm already having the advantage over there. I don't have to bring my best. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. If you're gonna come here like anywhere else, bring your best. Bring your best effort. Bring your best game. You know what I'm saying? Bring your best game. Don't come out here and then, because again, if it starts getting to a point where, like, for example, let me talk about this. There's a certain sister in Gambia, right? I don't know, I'm not gonna mention her name. But, I just heard about it in passing, so I don't know if it's true. But supposedly, this particular sister was speaking some truth about Gambians. Okay, now like I said, I don't know exactly what the story is, but I think she referred to them. She referred to them in some pejorative fashion, which was, I don't know if they were stupid or if they were dumb or something like that. I'm not sure. I didn't see her say it, but that's what some people told me that she said. Okay. Now let me talk to you about this. Calling people stupid. Now, it could be that you come here and the shit that you see people do don't make sense. All right? And that can be interpreted as, damn, well, these people are dumb, these people are stupid, they're docile, they're lame, or whatever. Let me say this. That's not your job to tell anybody here. Listen to what I'm telling you. It's not your job to come over here and tell somebody that they're stupid or that they're dumb or anything else, right? Because I'm going to tell you like this. It's also a really good way to get killed, okay? In certain places. It's a really good way to get offed. Like in Uganda, if you do that, you offend somebody like Museveni, it's a good possibility. Like, there's an African American that I know here, okay? Now, if you want to try that somewhere else, don't try it here. I know African American, I'm not going to call his name. He talked to the police stupidly. They arrested his ass for 6 weeks. He lost 40 pounds, okay? What's up, brother Ann James? He lost 40 pounds. When I got word that he has a Ugandan wife here, When I got word that he was in jail, one of the somebody told me. I called the wife. I said, look, well, what's going on? So I actually ended up sending some money to the wife because obviously he was in jail. All right. Then they made him dig ditches on the side of the road. All right. Now, maybe in Gambia they don't do that, but I can tell you, here they'll bust your head to the white meat. So if you want to try it, you offend somebody like Museveni, something like that, you'll be dealt with. No doubt about it. All right. You come here calling people stupid, you calling people dumb. Some people gonna let it slide, some people won't. You do it in South Africa, for sure you're dead. All right? I'm gonna just be honest with you. You do it in South Africa, you're dead. That's the end of your life. You're dead. He will kill you. If you go to South, especially South Africa or Johannesburg, where they have 50,000 murders every year in South Africa, and it's a violent place, you're good as dead. All right? If you don't like how people are, leave. Okay? Because again, you're there to partner with Africa. You're not there to check them. Remember that. A lot of shit I see all the time I don't agree with, I don't say anything. Because remember, I'm a guest in their country. Now, obviously, I do have the right to the right to be here on the continent, but I don't have the right to criticize people's cultures or tell them if they're not woke enough. I don't have time for that. Okay. When you move anywhere, people are gonna do things differently than you. Not everybody's gonna agree with what you're talking about. All right. And that's another negative stereotype we got in Africa, that we're too conceited. See, let me talk about that. I've heard a lot of Ghanaians, Africans in general, especially those in West Africa that come across African Americans. And the word on the street is from a lot of Ghanaians is that African Americans are too bossy. They're too conceited. They think they're better than everybody. Like that's like, they think that they're up here and you're down here. And that's easy to be like that because, we're very opinionated and stuff like that. We think that we have the answer, they don't have the answer. But African societies don't really work like that. All right? African societies don't really be bragging a whole lot and shit like this. So that's another negative stereotype, is that we're too conceited. We think we know everything. We think we better. That's how people see it. So African Americans, oh yeah, they're the guys that are like real loud and really opinionated and think they're better than everybody. That's something that you got to avoid. Stay out of politics. You don't like how something is going in the country, take your ass back to America. All right? That's just the simple thing. You don't come here and criticize Museveni. All right? You don't go to Kenya and criticize Uhuru Kenyatta. You want a lot of problems. You want to possibly never be seen from again. You want to disappear. You think people are playing with you? Because you're an American, you have free speech. You have free speech in America. You don't have free speech everywhere, bro. You don't have free speech in Uganda. You don't have free speech in a lot of these countries that have dictators. You don't have free speech. All right? These people don't take kindly to disrespect. Like, you can go down the street when curfew comes. If you're caught outside in the curfew after it's 9 o'clock, you get beaten. You get your ass whooped on the street. See, the police are not going to do that. And it's see, let me tell you something. A lot of y'all think that, you're going to come to Africa and be able to do what you want to do. No. When the military get out there, what up, Eddie? And the boots be on the ground. One night I was running home. Because that was 7:01. I hit that block. I seen niggas running. I started running. I said, shit, I'm getting up out of there. I done seen people get beat on the side of the streets and shit like that. Like, real talk. And there's no such thing as no police brutality and all that shit here. They start going in on you, man. Ain't nobody gonna save you. Ain't nobody gonna stop them when the police come out here and they start whooping ass and clearing the block. If they say do something, you do it. Ain't no arguing with them and talking back to them and what you gonna do to them. Nigga, what? They tell you, man, take your ass on. That's what the fuck they mean. Get your ass on. There's no, well, you know, in my country, and let me tell you this right here, right? That whole thing, well, back in America, shut up, man. We gotta stop family, we gotta talk about that. Well, back in America, where I'm from, you're not in America no more. Well, back where I'm at, teeth kicked in automatically. All right? They might give you a little bit of leeway, but if you keep going in, you kick your teeth in. You be swallowing your teeth. Real quick. Once them boots hit the ground, nigga, and them pistols and shit be out, and them machine guns be out, they mean business, man. If they come out there with them whooping sticks, and you out there, ain't nobody gonna ask you where you from. Let me see your passport. You gonna be out there getting your ass caned too. All right, you gonna be out there right there with everybody else getting your ass kicked. So if you come out here and you talk shit, there are consequences. So keep a lot of that stuff to yourself. You know, like again, you're not here to change the government. You're not here to change their lifestyle. You're not here to wake them up. You're here to partner. All right? You know, you're here to partner. You know, you gotta look at it like that, man. And a lot of people that haven't lived overseas before, you won't understand. Like people do different things in different countries. For example, I've been out here. I got some stuff from DHL, right? This is a true story. In Poland, DHL, you can get something in 2 days, international. All right, as long as you pay the tax. I ordered some RAM and some gigabyte sticks for my computer family. True story. Took me 3.5 weeks to get it. All right. Now in America, if it takes you 3 weeks to get a product, you can call up to Amazon. You can complain. Why are you taking so long? Why are you taking so long? Oh, hell no. I want to talk to a manager. I want to talk to a supervisor. And supervisor get on the phone. And you know what I'm saying? And oh, sorry, sir, we're going to give you a credit. You know, somebody say cross Uganda off my list. That's anywhere, bro. Anywhere you go talking shit, you're going to get fucked up. Okay? So you might as well cross all of Africa off your list. I'm just going to be real. You go to Ghana talking shit too much, you're going to get your ass beat. Okay? Anywhere on the continent. South Africa, Kenya, Togo, Congo. You go talking shit, they're going to kick your teeth in. That's anywhere. Nobody's going to sit there and let you talk shit all day. It's not America. So you can call, you can complain. I want to talk to a manager. I want to talk to a supervisor. Okay, so that shit, same thing happens in Africa, right? You call in to DHL talking shit to them, and they in the wrong. And you talking about you want to talk to a manager? They might hang up on you. What up, Master Thriller? Okay? You better handle the situation that they're in the wrong. If you want your stuff and they take long to do it, you better be patient. All right? It's not America. In America, you can yell at people and escalate. You can't do that here. All right? You can call DHL all you want and yell at them. They'll hang up on you. You can call back to supervisor. They don't give it. The supervisor ain't gonna. Listen, you're gonna have some respect because for them, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you abusing me." See, the way you look at it is, "Where's my shit?" What up, brother Young Jay? They gonna look at it. Thank you, my brother. They gonna look at it as you're abusing me. You're disrespectful. You're rude. Because in their culture, they don't do that kind of stuff. right? Or you could be in the right. It's gonna take you longer to get packages. It's gonna take you. Listen, man, that's the part of the problem we're trying to solve. In America, the customer is always right. On the continent, that's just you can be right in the customer. They're not gonna take your shit. But but like I said, you do good. You do what you're supposed to do, and you explain to them in a nice way. Listen, I'm looking to get my stuff. This is what happens. You give respect. You get respect anywhere in the world. What up, Big K? How do you solve a problem like that? Just like I said, you talk to people nice, and they'll respect. They'll help you out. But if you have that kind of that loud, boisterous talk, they're not going for that shit. What's going on, Faith? And let me say this. Thank you, Faith. That's what I'm telling you. For African Americans, you have a lot of opportunity in the service industry. Now I'm gonna drop off some good game right now about that since I have 100 people like the video. So brothers and sisters, as far as the service industry is concerned, there are a lot of people, you got to understand, like a lot of people are not motivated to give a good customer experience. Now the best restaurants here, thank you, Prodigal, that are ran by non-blacks, like Izumi. It's a sushi bar in Kololo. It's really good. Cafeteria is really good. A lot of these people are the customer service in the restaurants are non-black, right? There's only one, La Perennies. What up, Pookie Strings? I've been busy with lit review. Thank you, brother, Uncle Pookie. And so what I want to tell you, brothers and sisters that have service industry jobs, anybody that has experience in the service industry, press 1. Because I'm going to do a video on interning, okay? When you come to the continent, and shout out to Native Born, they give some really good information because they lived in Ghana for like 3 or 4 years. I have a little bit more to add to that, right? Let's say you're a person and you have certain skill sets and the industry here isn't as vibrant. In America, tech is big, healthcare is big, SEO optimization is big. You can make a lot of money as a social media influencer. All of this stuff is huge, right? When you leave America and you come to Africa, you're moving from a $1 billion economy, a $1 trillion economy, to a very small $1 billion economy. What's up, I Am Mara? That's my bro, man. Shout out to I Am Mara. And I Am Mara actually is from Kenya, and he actually took off, doing a travel vlog. He's actually a mathematician, if I believe. So you move into a very big economy to a small economy. The most important thing you can do, all right? Listen to what I'm saying. Start interning and doing free things for big companies in Africa. For example, Jonita got hooked up with Shuya, Shuya. Shuya brand products is maxi pads and stuff like that, all right, for women. So obviously most guys wouldn't know what that is, but it's very popular here. And but I wanted to show them that we could enhance their social media perspective. They were buying ads on Facebook. They wasn't reading the analytics. When I met with the owner of Shuya, I said, hey, listen, you're spending money on your product, but you're not getting any engagement. So nobody is engaging with the fan page. The content that you are producing on the page while you're paying for paper ads, what you're missing is an opportunity to connect with your following, to educate them more on what your brand does. Okay, what makes your brand different from Always and all this stuff. So we was going through the consultation. I said, I'll tell you what we can do. Let us create a digital ad, a digital commercial for the fan page. I'm not going to charge you anything, but I just want I want you to tell me what it is with your brand that you want us to mention, and we're going to incorporate that into a video that's 70 seconds or less. And we'll do 3 to 4 revisions, okay? So he said, okay, we shot the video, edited the video. Joan, I wasn't there to direct the video that day, unfortunately. So the video to me didn't come out to the quality that I would like it to do if I had directed it. But we did put the digital ad, and I would say his response was about a B+, if I could grade it, okay? And he wanted to go forward in the process and do some more stuff. Now, the thing about it is that, unfortunately, right now, I'm making like so much money with the YouTube business and everything like that. I don't have time to hope people join us after soon. I am Mara. Hit me on WhatsApp, family. We're gonna talk. I know Kenya is opening back up. So I wasn't able to continue the relationship with the pad company because I'm just so busy right now. I have hardly any time to keep doing that. It's just not in the schedule right now. But they were willing to keep going forth in the process. If I ever wanted to go back and do a collaboration with him, I can do it. Okay? And I can get my name recognized for doing digital ads. The same thing I did with the real estate sector. Anybody ever, if you're from, who found me from African Diaspora Channel? Press 2. Who found Ken Ganda from the African Diaspora Channel? Now, obviously, our videos, we had those videos been taken down because we're no longer in collaboration. But if anybody found Ken Ganda from African Diaspora Channel, press 1. Press 1. 1 or 2, I don't care. Press 1 or 2. If you found that, okay, so some of you guys found us from Phil's channel. All right, so let me tell you something that you might have found. On Phil's channel, you might have seen Ken Ganda Real Estate, okay? We had about 15 videos that we did connecting the real estate community to Phil, okay? Now, let's say if I was a company that was pitching digital ads, all right? The first thing that I was able to do was to close Spectrum Real Estate. I closed Spectrum Real Estate on the offer. This was no money involved. I said, I want to collaborate your real estate, because he had high-end real estate properties, right? I want to be able to put your high-end real estate properties on the African Diaspora. So I used the fact that African Diaspora Channel had over 1 million subscribers. I used the fact that Spectrum Real Estate had very beautiful luxury homes. And I combined both of those to create a very popular real estate show that was happening on Phil's channel, right? Now with that catalog, I can go back to, another company. I can go back to anybody I can look at. I could have them look at my track record. And then I'm gonna tell you what ended up happening. Once we started doing that, every real estate company, like about 4 or 5, started hitting up Ken Ganda. Like, yo, man, we seen what you're doing. It took about 4 or 5 months, Faith. But then we started getting prime real estate was interested. At first we had to pay Spectrum for them to show us houses. Then after a while, people were hitting us up wanting to pay us to show houses. All right? So I was able to create my own need. I was able to show the value of you need social media to show your real estate houses. And I have a market, right? Listen to what I'm saying. I can create the market or the lane to show your audience, to show your homes to the diaspora. Okay? That's the mindset that you have to have. That's the how you should be thinking. So I'm gonna leverage the fact that I can create the product and put it out there. And then I'm gonna come back and then I'm gonna position myself as somebody that the business needs. All right. If you have an international product, you have hotels, you have Airbnbs, you have tourism companies. Okay, well, since I have the connection with the guys in the diaspora, then you need to pay me for that. Now, before I had made those moves, I wouldn't necessarily be able to do that. But because I was willing to do it for free, it builds up the reputation. All right? This is what a lot of African Americans need to look at. You're known in America, but you're not known here. The market that you might be dominating in America might not even exist here. So in order for your market to exist here and show the value, you might need to do it for free. And you can do it for free part-time, okay? You can go back to America and you can start doing a lot of the products and consulting and stuff like that for free, or just to prove your name. So whether it is you're doing SEO optimization, you're doing management consultation, you're doing things, do it for free. Okay? You might charge $500 an hour for it in America, but if you're not known on the continent, do it for free. All right? Once you start getting known, you will get everybody, right? You'll get once you win Uganda, Uganda's close to Kenya, okay? And then if you get Uganda, it's close to Rwanda, and if you get Uganda, it's close to Tanzania. So really, if you win one area, really you can win all of them, because Kenya and Uganda are very similar. Rwanda and Uganda, there's some similarities. Tanzania and Uganda, so you do good in one area, you can win East Africa. And East Africa is like, what, 200 million people? Think about it. The DR Congo is trying to get into East Africa. South Sudan is trying to get into East Africa Union. So you have a 300 million people that you can do just off of one country. So think about, just if you have a service or you're really good at it, you don't need to get the money from it right now. Worry about building up the network. So when you decide that you want to come to Africa, you want to repatriate, already you have connections with Shuya brand. You have a connection with the Ministry of Health. You have a connection with the Tourism Board. You have a connection with the investments. Let me talk about Dr. Harnett, okay? Dr. Harnett, now anybody ever heard of Dr. Harnett? Press 1. Press 1 if you know Dr. Harnett. Dr. Harnett. Press 1. Press 1. Come on, family, press 1. All right? Dr. Harnett is a genius, okay? And Dr. Harnett is probably the only person in Africa that a lot of the countries, especially in East Africa, they depend. So if you're an investment authority, the investment authority deals with foreign investments in order to magnify the sectors or improve the sectors in a specific country. If you look at Dr. Harnett, she's very good with Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania. That's why you can hear information about the Dodoma, Tanzania. You go directly to Dr. Harnett. She's a source because they will bring her in, okay? Now, Dr. Harnett can leverage her service skills because she has a unique connection with the investment authority bureaus in these countries. So once she goes to the investment authority and she can understand what they're trying to get accomplished, she can then take that back to the diaspora and educate us on what is available. All right. Now the investment authorities, they don't have a marketing agency where they market to the diaspora, but you need an influencer like a Dr. Harnett to do so. So Dr. Harnett has used that ability as a service. Okay. That's her service. The service industry is for those people who are interested in Africa or investing. Dr. Harnett has these particular investment opportunities according to what the government needs to develop sectors, whether that be service, whether that be agriculture, whether that be manufacturing, okay? And that leverage, listen to what I'm saying, family, that leverage has allowed her to turn her business into a multi-million-dollar Ethiopia, all right? But that's because she has so much of a reputation for this. She can then charge consultations now. Look at this. Look at how her business can be monetized. Consultations. You can meet her in person. You can meet her on Zoom calls, right? All of these things are a service industry that was not there, but it's about leverage. Okay? If I understand the investment authority in Nigeria, in Ghana, and Sierra Leone, I can repackage that into building up the network. And then if you have that, now you're in business. You understand what I'm saying? That's how people are able to leverage the ability of internship. Now, obviously, she's working for the UN and the African Union and stuff like that. I believe one of the two. But these are the opportunities in Africa that you can do. African Americans can broker, right? That's one of the doors that we can do. One of the things that we can do is we can broker to the rest of the diaspora. You know what I've noticed? Whenever I put Dear Black Americans, all right? When I put Dear Black Americans in the title of the video, everybody in the Black diaspora comes and comments. Nigerians, Jamaicans, Haitians. All right. Now I'm just putting dear African, dear Black. I'm talking to the African American diaspora. But when the African Americans are addressed, everybody comes. It's different from dear Nigerians or dear Ghanaians, right? When I put the dear African Americans, it unites the whole diaspora comes. Like they're not gonna stop watching because it's African American diaspora I'm reaching to, okay? Which means that if you can connect the African diaspora, you're gonna hit the British, you'll hit Nigerian Americans, you'll hit everybody, right? Everybody's gonna attach to the diaspora. So that's because I don't know why that is, but that's the comfortability that it is, which is not a bad thing. So if you can create what I'm saying is this: you're looking to really make content for African American diaspora, but everybody will come. So if you have an African American tech podcast that's partnered with Africa, everybody's gonna come. The Black British will come. The Jamaicans are gonna come. The Haitians will come. So now you have a whole new market that you thought you had one market, you actually end up getting another market. But a lot of times you have to do the stuff for free. All right? This is the game. Even with me, the information that I'm sharing on my Dear African American podcast that I do, am I asking you guys to give me any money? I have a video coming out tomorrow. Dear Black Americans, don't ever say, hey, guys, why don't you support me on Cash App, support me on Patreon? I do on my other channels. But on the Kinganda channel, I don't do that. Do you know why I don't do that? Well, number one, I don't do that because I'm doing it really because this is my experience. But number one is this is my internship in the game. You know, if you guys want to support me, you can support me as the channel grows or whatever. That's not what I'm worried about right now. What I'm worried about is get best information that I have to the people. And then I have somebody coming next week talking about mushroom farming here. That's doing pretty good. So consider having that approach. You know, African Americans, you have to put your time into Africa. And the best way, like for example, you can go to many tourism boards. Look at what Ghanaians did with the year of return. Family, do you know that African Americans had a lot to do with the organizing of the year of return? It wasn't just Ghana pulling it off. That was African Americans. And do you know what African Americans did? African Americans went to the tourism board and said, hey, listen, this is going to be a good idea. It's how you position it. This is how you reach us. Okay? And from what I told, that year of return was so successful, was over $1 billion. Now, what did the person that came up with the idea to do that in Ghana, were they compensated? Of course. It opened up many different opportunities for Ghanaian businesses. It opened up many opportunities for African American businesses. So now a lot of people on the continent, family, if you're African American and you're able to say, listen, what they did in the year of return, as an African American, we have this we can bring to the table. That's the year of return got a lot of African American ideologies written all over. We are the largest diaspora. I'm talking about as far as money is concerned. Because, you know, you have black Brazilians, but, black Brazilians and don't even speak English. So you can't make $1.9 billion without a good percentage of African Americans being involved in that. And black British and, Ghanaians in America, all of that. I thought it was the Ghana American actor Kofi Mine was just the idea. Well, as far as suggesting the idea, African Americans definitely played a part in the year of the return. From what I was told. You could be right. But a lot of reaching out to the black diaspora, African Americans had a hand in that. So that's another thing of proving your worth, proving your stuff, proving your viability. You can create a lot of opportunity for yourself and for the service industry. But consider pitching. Like, for example, I pitched to the tourism board myself before. I don't talk about this, but you know what I did? I pitched to the tourism board. I made a meeting. I went in there. I said, hey, listen, this is what I want to be able to do for Uganda. Right before COVID happened, right? I don't talk about everything that I do. Because number one, it's not your business, but I will use it for clarity. They was like, well, are you looking for us to pay a budget? I said, no. I'm looking to show what we can do. I have some ideas. I think we can pitch this. And then coronavirus obviously messed it up. They gave me a flash drive. Listen, this is how easy it was. The guy gave me a flash drive with all of the commercials that the Ministry of Tourism had performed already to incorporate into whatever content that we were doing. So we was actually getting ready to make it a part of our content strategy when the country closed down. But I have the disc right now. I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to prove it to you right now. Y'all, you just wait. I'm going to tell you how easy it is. Okay? Like literally in Africa, you can just make a meeting. And you could be right talking to Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Health, Ministry of whoever. So you see this right here. This is the flash drive right here that the tourism board, all their commercials that they have already paid for from drone companies and all that stuff. They gave this to me to incorporate it into the content that we're doing. And from this, I can go back. We can put it into Adobe Premiere. We can build the content around it. We can include it. And then we could talk about, this is how it looks. This is the presentation to the diaspora. All right? UNICEF. I really don't know a whole lot about UNICEF. Anybody knows what UNICEF is? I've heard of it before, but I don't know really what it is. So I was able to make a meeting, went in there and got this. The price was free, right? Because again, if you start talking money and you don't have any proof, just say free. I want to do this for free. Do it for free. You'd be surprised in it. And they'll be like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. And then if something about it they do like and you don't like, you can work with them. You can get government contracts like that. Continue the course. Because you need somebody to make you, the UN. Yeah. That's what it is. That's what it is. So you can do that. You can go on make an appointment. You can make an appointment. Most real estate companies will work with you. Like there's not a lot of bureaucracy involved in those things. And boom. Let me just do this. Yeah, free is a great strategy when you don't have a network here and you don't know anybody. Because listen, if you are in, let's say you're a person that lives in Ghana, all right? Ghana might not have maybe enough money for what you're trying to do. Maybe you might be trying to win, your ultimate goal might be trying to win Ghana, Nigeria, whatever. All right. For example, I have Kinganda DJs that were coming out with a mixtape market. It extends from Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda. So that's 3 markets we're entering all at the same time. DJ Nacello was our first DJ, and we're doing it to build the DJ base up in East Africa. So the strategy is we're promoting African DJs. So dance hall, hip hop. We're establishing a 3-country mixtape market at the same time. To the consumer, it's free. And the DJs get paid. So that's a strategy that we're doing, right? So you have so many different ways of entry and just getting established. And once you get established, sky's the limit. So always think value. For example, I know some people in fashion. There was a young lady here that established the Kampala Fashion Week. Now here, you got to understand, just like how YouTubers, We have to build a community around our content, right? Now, I want you to also consider building a community around your business. What's up, Black Men Travel? Thank you, brother. Just like how we build a community around our content space, we should be doing it. A lot of businesses in Africa don't even have websites. You'd be surprised that if you want to contact anybody been to the continent before, you know what I'm talking about. People will have a Facebook fan page or a like page, but won't have an actual website. What you want to do also is build a community around your content too, to accelerate your business. I'm actually going to do that video today. If you are a person that's in the fashion industry, don't just start selling clothes. Don't just start being a designer. Build a community around that business. Use social media to leverage that. That's something people don't do in Africa. But when you come here as African American, you have to use all the tools to your advantage. Build a community around the content. All right? So if I'm selling, let's say, dashikis and stuff like that, then what would I want to start doing? I probably want to be in a position to start doing fashion shows, right? I would want to have a designer podcast here that promotes East African artists. So I would want to do all of that to build. I want to be able to build the community around everything I'm doing around that. So I want to include. I want like this one lady. She started Kampala Fashion Week, right? So I want to leverage social media in my business. I want to leverage collaborations with my business. I want to do dual cross-brand collaborations with the business, and then I might even partner with another YouTube channel. I might want to partner with Sonetter to get content to him for free, so my brand can become bigger and have more exposure. I'm thinking all those different ways that I want to. I don't want to just come and be a storefront in Kampala. I would want to leverage all of those tactics I learned from the West into building a community around my business. I might have a Facebook group around my business. I might have a fan page around my business. I might have a call-in show around my business. These are things that people don't do in Africa, but you can do those things that will accelerate, make your business more successful. You want to give every chance for your business to grow. You might join YouTube and start doing YouTube, even if you're camera shy, but you do it for the sake of building a business around your content. Content around your business is the key going forward, especially with coronavirus now. It's not just being good. It's about building a community around the business. Now, a nice lady asks, what advice would you have for a retired nurse? Now, that's a very interesting question. If you're a retired nurse, it depends on what you want to do. Some people want to retire and then somehow go back to work or venture into the business. All right. Now, if you retire, you have a 401k, you have, some kind of social security or income coming in. It depends on if the person wants to rent or buy a place. Maybe the first year you want to rent if you want to go there. I would never tell you to go to start building a house, something like that, because those things can be very tricky. All right, you can lose your money. So maybe you want to go ask people that have done it, especially African Americans, international people. That's why I had my video called "You Might Need a White Friend in Africa." People didn't like it, but you might need to have some international friends that own property or lease property. What are the laws? All of that. But if you're a person that wants to go to Africa and then live a secondary life, like you might want to have the entrepreneurial bug, okay? Let's say you want to sell arts and crafts. That's popular, right? You might want to sell arts and crafts, or you want to do certain businesses. Now, number one is, do you know anything about this business you want to start? Because to be honest, unless you're very, very smart, to come to Africa and start a new business that you know nothing about is, while it could be very rewarding, it's also very dangerous, right? If you are a nurse and you want to establish a clinic in Africa. Well, that makes more sense because you know what it takes to run a clinic, right? Now, obviously, you have to abide by whatever the laws are and things like that, and how much rent is, and what kind of equipment that you would need to run the business and electricity. Those things you don't know, but at least you have some sort of idea. If you're a person that's going to retire and not work, can you clarify the question? No, that because this is too many different things. I'll take some questions before I go in, family. But yeah, again, build brothers and sisters. Look at building communities around whatever business you want to start in Africa. Put a podcast into it. Put a YouTube channel into it. Don't just start the business without building the community around it. Because the more support you have, the better the business is going to be. Okay? The faster it's going to expand. And the more value that you're going to get to it. Anybody got any questions? I'll take 2 questions and I have to go. I got low battery, family. All right. What would you, and consistency, okay, Judy Jones. Say a hostel to host young African Americans interested in moving to Ghana. Okay. Judy, so first thing that if I was you, I would start a podcast or a YouTube channel about that right now. All right? I will get in contact with Ghanaian YouTubers. I will get in contact with African American YouTubers, like African superstars going to Ghana. You have people like Wody Maya. I would first, if let's say, what country do you want to go to? You want to go to Ghana? Judy, if I were you, I would buy a consultation with Wody Maya. Number one. Wody Maya charges about $150 an hour. That's nothing. Okay. Now, anybody heard of Blacksit? Anybody heard of Blacksit? Blacksit is the British YouTuber that's living in the Gambia. Wody Maya made her a queen overnight on YouTube. Before she posted her first video, she had 20,000 subscribers. All right. So the first thing, if I were you, Judy, I would buy a consultation with Wody Maya. I would tell him, this is what I'm trying to do. I want to do this in Ghana, and I want to start a podcast. I want to start a YouTube channel about connecting in this. And I have this contact strategy. Who do you know here that can help me do this? Wody Maya is going to help you do everything you want to do for less than $200. You cannot, for that information that you can get in an hour, and do it again. Try to set aside $1,000 in a 4-month period and keep having these calls. So when you start your podcast or YouTube or whatever to connect people, you can already do that. You need to go into the content creation business because you want to create content about what you're trying to do. So you want to get your game together. Okay? You start trying to, connect with the people that are influencers that have a Ghanaian audience and African American audience, and you start trying to answer these problems for people in the diaspora that want to do these things. He can connect you to everybody you need to know there. Then what you want to do is, as you're going there, you want to hire a cameraman, right? You're going to need a laptop that can edit or a PC that can edit, because you want to make your presentation good. I can help you with that, so that when you actually go to the continent and start doing that, you can put out because you want to use YouTube and social media as a leverage to get people there, because what you're trying to do is an authority in the market. And take some time to sit back and see what services do you want to offer besides just the hostel. What's going to go on inside the hostel? There are hostels for example, that are just video gaming hostels I see in Korea, right? And it's like if you want to live there, you can have it's a PC gaming hostel. So there's just different hostels. What's going to be inside? What's the branding going to be about? What colors is going to? What's the decor going to be? All these things. What's going to make your hostel so much different than any other hostel in Accra or in Ghana somewhere? What services are you going to offer? So that plan is what you're going to need to do first. And then you're going to need to be able to use the Facebook, the YouTube, all of these things as an engine to bring people there. Now, also take into consideration that coronavirus has halted a lot of different things, right? So you have time, you have a lot of time. But I would definitely go to Warden Maya's YouTube page, go to his website, book the consultation, and go from there. And then when you start, you pay to play. You can go overnight. All right. But I would definitely use the content creation business to leverage that. Yeah, and so if you want to be an anchor for that, you're going to need a lot of people that are doing very well. You might want to because one of the anchors are going to be is how can you make money. So if you want to know how to make money, if you forsake America, the American economy, and depend on the Ghanaian economy, that's a big challenge. But you need to be able to have opportunities to make money. So then what would you do? Would you go to the Ghanaian tourism? Would you go to the Ghanaian investment board and ask them, what are the opportunities that one has for investment? What are the opportunities? What are the lanes that the country is looking to develop that talented African Americans can have? Because I'm gonna be honest, if you want to make it in Africa, there's a level of talent that you need. There's a level of skill set that you need, and sometimes a person can be too young. Okay. Some people need some level of education, some level of knowledge in the West before they come. Because Africa needs talented people. And when I'm talking about talented, I mean people that are builders. All right? This is not a place you get jobs at. You don't come here looking for a job. This is a hustler's environment. So the people that are wanting to come and do that have to be understanding that these are the skills they need. So either they're going to be using some kind of income from America to support themselves in Africa. So, you want to make sure, because the next thing that you want to do is, remember, you're dealing with Negroes. If something don't work out, they'll start blaming you. You know how our people can be. So, all of these things, you're going to be needing to develop. And it's a good bridge for you to work with the Ghanaian Investment Authority. All of that. Now, somebody asked, what is your monthly cost of living? Mine's is high. I live a very expensive lifestyle. I live in this complex. Now it is actually pretty beautiful, right? But I pay $1,000 a month here because it's in Bukoto, which is one of the more upper class areas. I have fiber internet. I have all my utilities there. I might spend $3,000 a month. Now, as a single person, the reason why is I have like a staff here. I might spend like $4,000 or $5,000 a month on everything. But I earn triple or sometimes even quadruple that amount. But if I didn't have everything in the business, if I was just, let's say for example, not during Corona, I can knock that down to about my living about $250, internet about $30. Internet about another $100. I can live quite cheaply. Here, East Africa is cheaper than West Africa, for sure. East Africa is cheaper than West Africa. I'm gonna do a video on that too. 2 videos today on which country in Africa should you decide. How often do you return back to the U.S.? Usually once a year, twice a year. So use all, and let me tell you, when you're African American in Africa, it has its advantages, right? African American in Africa is very lucrative. People trust African Americans in Africa back home. All right, everybody does. Everybody is looking for our experience. That's why when you see Africans, Americans in Africa on YouTube, their channels get the most views. You'll have a person that's from Kenya that lives in Kenya and nobody cares unless you're a pretty girl, right? Even Wody Maya, he didn't blow up till he was in China. If you're African American in Africa, it makes your value super high. Other YouTube creators will want to work with you. The African diasporas of the world, the Sanetas of the world, the Boys Watkins of the world, or pay attention to it. A lot of different people will pay attention to you if you're an African American in Africa. Have you visited Rwanda? No. Only one question, Big K. So, so when you have if you can make it here, you have a lot of opportunity because you're a commodity, right? You have something that people people want to know about, people are interested in, and it's a way. Right. Any insight into getting started into agriculture in Nigeria? I'm gonna just guess on this. So number one, do you know anybody in the agricultural business? Again, it goes back to making. I would do for this West Africa. Wody Maya, can you have a consultation with him about that? Because he has some connect. Like Wody Maya is the man in Africa, literally. The people that I got, I met through him. Eventually, I ended up meeting Dr. Mumbi through Wody Maya, and I got my guys through Wody Maya. So the guys that tripled my income, I met through him. That's why I'm saying Wody Maya is the connection. Wody Maya knows everybody in Africa. Okay, everybody. Wody Maya has the best connections in Africa to do anything. He's a superstar here. Seriously. You can't even walk down the street and nobody knows him. So I'll build a conversation with him and tell him you're looking at Nigeria. All right? Or Dynasty Mir. I will look forward to him. But agriculture. Do you know anything about agricultural business? That's the next thing. Okay? Now let me talk about that real quick. Do you know anything about this business? If you do, it's gonna help you a lot. If you don't, then you need to be a little bit more patient. All right? This is what I would do. If I wanted to get into farming or mushroom farming, what I would do is I would go to the mushroom farms. I would pay somebody to take me to a mushroom farm. All right? I would try to do this. The person that works the mushroom farm, that knows the business, but isn't getting paid a lot of money. I would ask the person, how much do you get paid? Do you want to come and consult for me? I know that's messed up, right? But I would look for a person who knows the entire business. Do you want to work with me? I'm going to pay somebody to teach me how that business works. What do I need? What are the incomes? What are the outcomes? I'm going to get consulted all day. And then from that, I'm going to know how much machines cost, what do I need to import, what are the best yields, what are the low yields. I need to know all of those things. Right? Because farmers lose money. Farmers are losing money. Agriculture is losing money because of coronavirus. So you're going to have to pay for consultations to somebody who knows this business and what the earnings are at. Again, consultations. You got to pay. From there, I'm going to make my decision if it's worth me to enter the market or not. My roadblock is shipping to Africa. No one has made a good video about this. Janet, have you watched my video? How to ship goods to Africa? Janet, go to my Black American place. Dear Michael, I just made the video 3 days ago. All right? Let me talk about shipping to Africa. Janet, what country do you want to go to? Are you looking at Ghana? Are you looking at what country are you going to? Oh, I have a low battery. Phone might cut off pretty soon. What country you want to go to? Hurry up before my phone dies. You want to deal with shipping companies that charge by the weight and not by the price of the item. So I use UG Unlocked. So a person, you can ship it to their warehouse in California. You can buy it. The Gambia. I don't know if the Gambia has companies like that, but you want to look at a company. Now I would do this in Gambia, right? Ask people, go talk to DJs. DJs are very good to talk to, family, because why? DJs have expensive equipment. Mustafa, thank you, brother. Mufasa, thank you, brother. DJs have expensive equipment, so they deal with laptops, they deal with turntables. Ask DJs, where do they get their stuff from? How do you ship your stuff in there? All right. Typically, they have questions. I don't know about Sierra Leone, but typically they have local companies that can ship by the kilogram, meaning that they're not paying tax on the items. Like if I were to buy a laptop that's $4,000 and I ship DHLE Africa, it's going to cost me like $2,000 because I'm paying tax. But if I buy an item that's worth £5 and they're charging me $15 a pound, they're only going to charge me $75 to ship it. I'm looking to deal with a company like that. What you can do is this: look for UG Unlocked on Facebook. Listen, Janet, before I go, I can only answer so many questions, brother. I told you my phone. I'll come back, family. It's too many damn questions, and I can't answer all of them. So what you can do, Janet Bolton, are you listening? Janet, go to my Amazon video. Contact UG Unlocked, okay? Ask them, do they have a sister company that does what they do in the Gambia? Because most shipping companies in Africa, they have sister companies. Just ask them, do you ship to Gambia? Just pretend. You know they don't, but just lie, okay? Say, I want to ship to, can you ship me to Gambia? They're going to say, no, I'm sorry. Oh, wow, I've heard about your product and service. It's so great. I was recommended to you. Can you tell me who does what you do in the Gambia, or are you looking to expand? Now, butter them up real quick, right? I know it's a lie. I'm sorry. But they're going to be able to connect you to somebody and recommend you because there are probably a lot of people in the business. They'll be able to tell you, go to this company. Because UG Unlocked is perfect. A £5 item will cost you like not that much. You could probably ship a laptop to Congo, Tanzania, Rwanda, Kenya, Uganda. Those 5 countries use UG Unlocked. They're the best. Now, if you're shipping stuff like cars or tractors, you can't get around the revenue authorities. But if there's electronics and things like that, batteries, they won't ship of any sort. The brother said, is the ability to speak Swahili an advantage for an American in East Africa? No. The reason, locally in the markets, yes, but everybody is educated. The business language of Africa is English. So nothing is done, everything is done in English. As far as education in the university sector, English is the language of business and stuff. I believe Swahili, it can be done, but I'm pretty sure there is some advantage, but if you can speak English, that's also the advantage. Now, it's going to give you advantage with the girls and with the people. I'm sure it can on more of a local level. But as far as, when you call the government or something like that, they're speaking English. Everybody's speaking, nobody's speaking Swahili. Yeah, English will definitely take care of your problems. I'm talking about a shipping container. Janet, they can do that also, full of stuff. For that, Janet, go to Native Born. Native Born did a video about that. Shipping containers. They ship their stuff through sea. So I would also contact them. Native Born. Native Born. Native Born definitely knows how to do that. But also, call UG Unlocked, that number. But you can ship your stuff through shipping container and stuff like that, yeah. Okay, I watched the video, yeah. Native Born definitely knows about that. And they can help you. But let me talk about this. When you move to Africa, you don't want to, I'll let you guys decide that. But listen, I gotta go. UG Unlocked. Check out my Amazon video, okay? Check out my Amazon video. They can also help you with that. Ask the shipping companies how to do it and stuff, you know, whatever. Check out my Amazon shipping video. Call the number that's there. I believe in America, the number is 916-804-9051. All right, the guy's name is Paul. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, brothers and sisters. I'll have some information for you guys later. Videos coming out. Um, peace out. Thank you.